interesting one for you today. So I'd like to just get straight into it. Let's just check the chat though, as we usually do. Yes, we've got a few people in here today. I can see Juhung Shao, welcome. I can also see Headley is hesitantly here as usual. We've got Laoma, we've got Barry, and I did see some other people. Where was this? Chinese Pride, Chinese Secret Police. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Let's get to it. First of all, I just need to load up my media pack. Where are you? Yes, it's here somewhere. If you just give me a second. Don't worry, it's coming, guys. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. We've got it. We're ready. I'm ready now. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the whole Japan, China, Taiwan thing that's been going on over the last couple of weeks. And it's getting kind of a bit old and a bit annoying. China keeps blustering, they keep making threats, and they keep crying about how Japan said that if China attacked Taiwan, then Japan would step in, essentially defending Taiwan because they have a huge interest in that part of the world. Obviously, it's right next to them. So if something kicks off in Taiwan, then it's obviously going to have a massive impact on Japan as well. So the Japanese prime minister did make some comments that upset China, but it's quite easy to upset China. All you need to do is say pretty much that Xi Jinping looks like Winnie the Pooh, which he does, by the way, and that will upset China. What I'm trying to say is that everything upsets China, okay? Just one little criticism of their government, and all of a sudden you're a racist. Just anything will upset those thin skinned losers in the CCP. And then you get situations like this, and then you get videos like this. What a pathetic video. Oh my god. What the hell is this? So, if you don't know, let me turn the music off. If you don't know, this kid is beating up the map of Japan, and he's just trying to like, I don't know what he's doing to it. He takes a chair, he's gonna slam the chair on it. What the hell is this kid doing? My god, this is blind nationalism if ever I've seen it. In China, they teach their kids right from an early age about all of this shit. While kids in other parts of the world are happy playing games and just enjoying being kids, these kids in China are getting absolutely brainwashed. And you can see from that video there that it's just really weird that a little kid would hate another country so much. Why would a kid even be thinking about that? So obviously, he's been hearing it in school, and maybe his parents have been feeding him this bullshit. Anyway, it's really pathetic, and this is the sort of thing that blind nationalism encourages. And we see this all the time. I've seen so many videos of like kids, stomping on the Japanese flag, and kids in the playground doing these little mock exercises where they pretend to throw grenades at Japanese soldiers, and even like shouting Taiwan is a part of China, Taiwan please come home to us, and even doing little plays about the whole thing. It's ridiculous. So anyway, there was this post from Mao Ning, who is one of China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs um I don't know, like diplomat, I guess you could call her. She talks to the press a lot. She's a wolf warrior, one of those wolf warrior diplomats, those really cocksure, arrogant piece of shit diplomats that China seems to has bestowed upon the world. Usually diplomats are well spoken, they're nice people, they try to be diplomatic. These guys do not. So she's written here in Japanese, right? but it says Taiwan's return to China is a fruit of victory in World War II and an important part of the post-war international order. That's what it says, which I find just very stupid. It's dumb because first of all, China did not really achieve a victory in World War II without the help of so many other countries, especially the United States of America, who actually ended World War II for China. Because if it wasn't for those atom bombs, those two atom bombs, China may even be occupied by Japan completely because it was going pretty bad in China at that point during the war. So it's pretty ridiculous that she's writing this about Taiwan, saying that Taiwan's return to China is a fruit of victory in World War II and an important part of the post world international order. First of all, I've already said that it wasn't really China's victory, it was the victory of the Allies. But the most important part here is in 1951, there was a peace treaty signed by Japan and the USA called the San Francisco Peace Treaty. And this treaty states that Japan renounced all claims to Taiwan because Japan occupied Taiwan during the Second World War, right? But this treaty did not specify to whom Taiwan will return Japan to. It didn't name the Republic of China. It didn't name the People's Republic of China, but specifically, it didn't name the People's Republic of China. It didn't even name the Republic of China as the recipient, partly because the Republic of China didn't attend the sign-in ceremony, and subsequently, the Republic of China and Japan later on signed a separate treaty, the Treaty of Taipei in 1952, which affirmed Japan's uh, renunciation of Taiwan and stated that all residents of Taiwan were deemed nationals of the Republic of China. So it was a renunciation. So it wasn't a formal rejection of something. It wasn't a transfer. The Treaty of San Francisco included Article 2, which stated that Japan renounced all right, title, and claim to Taiwan and Penghu. However, like I said, it didn't specify who Japan was relinquishing these territories to. So during the treaty signing, there was an absence of China. Neither the People's Republic of China or the Republic of China attended, which I said. The Republic of China governed Taiwan at the time, and none of them attended this conference in San Francisco. And the United States did not invite the People's Republic of China, and the Republic of China's participation was deemed too controversial. So basically, that kind of suggests that Taiwan really doesn't belong to anybody but the people of Taiwan who are on that island at the same time. And one could even argue that America is still in control of who actually gets Taiwan or not. And so far, they haven't said that Taiwan is a part of the People's Republic of China. So there's a lot of ambiguity and different interpretations of this. So the lack of a designated recipient for Taiwan in the San Francisco Treaty has led to differing legal and political interpretations of Taiwan's status. The United States, for example, maintains that the treaty did not determine Taiwan's ultimate status. The Treaty of Taipei, Japan and the ROC later on signed in 1952. This bilateral treaty made direct reference to the San Francisco Treaty, specifically confirming Japan's renunciation of Taiwan and stating that Taiwan is recognized as territories with residents who were deemed as nationals of the ROC. So, to sum it up, this wolf warrior Mao Ning is talking an absolute load of bollocks, And this is just another reason why we mustn't fall for their propaganda. So, if any of you guys ever hear somebody saying that Taiwan belongs to the People's Republic of China, obviously you guys know it doesn't. But this is just more proof. You can tell them about the San Francisco Peace Treaty, and you can tell them about this other treaty, the Treaty of Taipei, that just proves that the People's Republic of China has nothing to do with Taiwan. Okay? So just another reason for you guys. One of many reasons. There's millions and millions of reasons, okay? This is just another one that we can throw at them. Remember that one, the San Francisco Peace Treaty. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, this. Okay, so sticking with the same theme of the CCP and, and their bullshit, their blustering towards Japan, their pathetic, throwing their toys out of their pram and crying like big babies. So I've seen a massive, massive surge of idiot CCP shills saying that the Japanese minister bowed before China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs director Liu Jin Song. A lot of people have been saying that he was bowing to them in this video that was captured. So here, listen, read this. It says Chinese diplomat dressed in the May 4th movement style uniform with the emblem on his chest stood firm. The Japanese diplomat who came to Beijing specifically to explain his government's actions walked beside him in silence, head bowed, listening. We are not satisfied with the outcome, Beijing declared. Beijing didn't offer Sanai Takichi a diplomatic ladder because you don't give a ladder to someone who keeps climbing back into 1937. So, yeah, Matthew just spoiled it for us all. He wasn't bowing. Yeah, he wasn't bowing. And what's funny is there's been a lot of memes coming out of this recently. Some people have used AI to just make some funny, funny little memes. So let's have a look.
妹妹你坐船头，哥哥来岸上走。
I like this one the best. What's funny is, like they're saying how strong China is, and then you've got this clownish schoolboy posture of Xi Jinping when he's standing next to Trump. Yeah, I just found that amusing. Okay, so here is a new propaganda video from China's state media mouthpiece, the Global Times. This is their English language propaganda channel, and we have this video. It's like a propaganda military video. Just found it quite amusing.
今天好好，这就是我的回答。
Wow, scary. This is yeah, so it's pretty much a response to Japan, you know, just another little video to say, hey, look at what we've got. You better be scared. If war breaks out, this is what we are going to do. And yeah, it is kind of scary, to think that this crazy dictator like Xi Jinping just has control of this military, and he can pretty much do this anytime if he wants to invade Taiwan. Which brings me on to the next subject of today's video. So we have Taiwan's Civil Defense Handbook in case of crisis. So it says, 当危机来临 shi. Yeah. So okay, what does that say? Taiwan Chuanmin and Chuan Zhiyin. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So it's basically in case of crisis, practical guidance for natural disasters, and a potential Chinese military attack. So this is a new handbook that is being distributed to Taiwan's population. They've had ones like this before. This isn't the first time it's ever been done, so it's not exactly a new thing. But I just found it quite interesting. And in typical Taiwanese style, you can see the front there. It's very cute, right? With your cute little cat and dog at the bottom, the cute little people's faces. It kind of looks like remember the Nintendo Wii where you had your own little avatar? It looks like that. It's a very cute thing considering what it's all about. It's about possible invasion from China, but they keep it cute. They make it look nice for the people, nice and pleasing to the eye. So, in this book is wartime and crisis instructions. It has advice on locating bomb shelters, creating emergency kits, and what to do if encountering enemy troops. It also warns citizens to ignore false claims of surrender, be wary of disinformation, and be cautious of potential surveillance from Chinese made devices and apps. Do I have another picture of it? Yeah, there we go. That's the English one. So it has wartime and crisis instructions. So it specifically warns against false information of Taiwan's surrender, and it advises citizens to treat such claims as false. This is definitely something that China will try to do. They'll try to fool Taiwan into believing that they've lost already. It talks about enemy encounters. It provides instructions on what to do if you actually see enemy soldiers. It talks about shelter and evacuation. It explains how to locate bomb shelters and what to do during an attack, such as staying away from exterior walls. It talks about cybersecurity, warns against the potential cyber threats and surveillance from certain Chinese made apps and devices. Nobody uses the Chinese apps in Taiwan. And disinformation and anxiety. It includes guidance on discussing military aggression with children, preparing them, and managing anxiety. It has emergency preparedness, talks about emergency kits, how to create survival kits and what to do, what to include, such as at least 1 week of food and water, which is stating the obvious, I think. Emergency supplies recommends a rolling stockpile of supplies that should be regularly replenished, including dry food, water, and first aid supplies. Information, it lists sources for information like radio stations in the event of an internet outage. And obviously, it includes emergency contacts, emergency hotline numbers. So, although it is kind of comical in a way that they have to do this, it is actually quite scary thinking of the threat. You know, we take it for granted. Well, I certainly do living here in the UK, you know. Although there are some existential threats in the world, we are not constantly being threatened by a much larger country with a larger military, one of the superpowers, emerging superpowers of the world. We are not being threatened to be invaded by a country imminently and at any time. This could happen tomorrow, okay? And it likely would happen tomorrow. So it just makes you think like it's laughable that they have to have this handbook, you know, set up in case China invades and telling them all of the obvious things that you probably should know, like to stockpile food and that kind of thing. But it is worrying to think that China is just on the doorstep of Taiwan, ready to invade. So it just goes to show that Taiwan is still taking this threat very seriously, especially within the last couple of weeks, where we've really seen China pump up the invasion rhetoric. So it's good to see, and I hope Taiwanese people will take this threat of invasion very seriously, because I remember when I lived there, and you know, it just becomes a part of daily life. You see those planes whizzing around in the air. How Taiwan scrambles its fighter jets to intercept the Chinese incursions into their air defense zone. You just take it for granted that this is just part of daily life. You get used to it, and then you just start to forget about it and think, "Ah, well, it's not going to happen." They've been threatening now for the last 80 years. So yeah, it's just good to see that they're taking it seriously, and yeah, hopefully people will read this manual, take it seriously, teach their kids about it, and yeah, but hopefully not teach their kids to start punching maps of China like what we saw with that kid, like trying to wreck that Japanese map at the start of the live stream. So yeah, guys, this is good. This is good stuff. And yeah, obviously, there has been some news as well, like in the last couple of days, of Taiwan boosting their defense by something like $40 billion, which is also a good thing. So yeah, Taiwan, keep it up. Taiwan, jiayo. Let's go, Taiwan. And hopefully this manual will never have to be used in the perfect world. This manual can just be used as kindling for the fire or something. Let's move on. Okay, just this was interesting. I just found this interesting. So China's nationalism is so weird and so crazy and so hyper that even when a Chinese movie is released, they have to inflate the box office numbers to show that China's films, their domestic films, are superior to Western made films. And nowadays, they even go to the extreme of not promoting that Western film and not giving it a fair shake at the box office. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And this is a good example of this. This woman has discovered something that's quite interesting. But first, I just wanted to share a personal story about the cinema in China. So, must have been 2018, maybe 2019. I was going to see, I think it was a film called Hobbs and Shaw. It's a spin-off of that lame, like, Fast and Furious franchise, I think. I'm not really into it. It sucks. It's a terrible film. But I remember when I went to watch that film, they handed me a ticket, and the ticket was for, another film, which was a Chinese-made film called Liu Lang Diqiu, which is The Wandering Earth. When they gave me the ticket for Hobbs and Shaw, the ticket had The Wandering Earth on the front of it, which was very weird. And I asked them, I said, "Hey guys, you've made a mistake. I want to go and watch Hobbs and Shaw. I'm not here to watch The Wandering Earth. I've already seen it and it fucking sucked." um, and they said, "Oh no, it's fine. Just go in. Just go in. It's okay. Just yeah." And I didn't really think much of it for a while until I started reading about how China inflates their box office, to make their domestic films seem like they've performed even better than the foreign films. And I thought that was a great example. Why didn't I record that or something? Because that is the great example. Printing off tickets for a different movie when people didn't even go to watch it. China's film industry, the cinema in China, is very unfair. it is geared towards domestic films performing better anyway, because they only allow something like 34 foreign films every single year. So, yeah, it's just crazy that they just want their own domestic films to do so well that they'll cheat just to prove a point, a ridiculous point that we Chinese 我们中国的电影比外国的电影好. Our Chinese films are better than foreign films. So this lady has found an example of this. So let's just watch it.
千禧的电影《狂野时代》昨天上映了，据说首日票房就突破了5000万。
So this new film, this Chinese film, it broke through 50 million at the box office.
然后今天早上我刷手机的
So in the morning, she was swiping her
时候，就发
phone.
现了一件很有意思的事情。今天是周
found
日，这
something
是我
very
早上
interesting on Sunday.
录的屏。我发现这个电影火爆的极不均匀，
So most theaters don't seem to have many people.
多
watch
数影院好像
So,
没有什么人看，但在个别
but in some
影院却出
theaters,
现了满座场。
there were full houses.
这满座场分
There's a very regular
布的
distribution.
非常有规律，早上9点、9点半和
9 to 9:30.
晚上10点、11点的场次全部座无虚席，
All
而
packed.
其他场次呢，要么没人看，要么2、3个、3、5个看。而且不止今天如此，在接下来的1个星期，无论是工作日还是周末，天天如此。首尾场次早早就被预定了，全部是满座，而其他场次呢，几乎无人预定。难道大家都不约而同的提前买了这2
You have to buy tickets for these 2 time
个
slots.
时段的票吗？这是什么情况啊？有没有懂的朋友来科普一下？
Yeah. So just a good example of how they just try to inflate their box office. It's actually quite ridiculous. Anyway, let's move on because we have another example of China's autonomous delivery vehicles just messing up. Should they even be on these big motorway roads anyway, on these highways? Look at this. What's with the music? It's not moving, is it, guys? This music has got to stop. Okay, so China claims that, they have these awesome autonomous delivery vehicles and China's living in the future, 2050, blah de blah de blah. But then look at how they behave on an open road, completely blocking both lanes. I wonder, are they going to run the red light? Well, at least they stop at the red light. That's one thing that we can be happy with this video, right? But yeah, look, there they go. Still just hogging both lanes, not giving the chance for anybody to move out of the way. And it just goes on like this for a while, doesn't it? So, when China claims that they are advanced, the most advanced country, and people are falling for this propaganda all the time. I speak to a lot of people. I say, "What do you think about China?" They go, "Oh yeah, really high tech. Oh man, they're controlling the AI industry. Man, they have an awesome robot. Did you see that new robot, the T800 or whatever the hell it's called?" And I'm like, "T800? Isn't that from Terminator?" And they're just talking about how awesome it is and how amazing their technology is. And then I just keep seeing videos like this over and over again of how these things don't know how to drive properly on the roads and just mess traffic up. They just stop in the middle of roads. They drive over curbs onto the path, onto the pavement. Yeah, these things are dangerous. Is the music still there? Oh my god, what is that music? Yeah, man. I might have to download this track. Why are these not coming up? There we go. I thought you added the music, Lewis. Okay, okay. I added it. Guilty as charged. All right, guys. Again, just another little debunk, I guess, of all of these shills talking about China's infrastructure and how amazing it is. Check out this tofu roof. Guys, you gotta. I would be moving out of there. I would totally be moving out of there. I would not want to live in that building if I saw that, even if I just bought it, even if I just bought that apartment, that flat, I would be out of there trying to sell within like the next 2 seconds. I definitely wouldn't be standing there pulling it apart like this guy is. That is crazy, man. That whole roof could just cave in on his head.
下班
All right. The next one. Again, another little debunk, I guess, of the shills of China's propagandists talking about how, everyone has their own home and there's no homeless people. Well, check this out.
回家找我的坑去。完了，咱家啥时候又来个女的呢？
What's the deal?
让她给占了。今天
Why are there so many people lying down in this tunnel and their scooters parked up? Crazy, crazy. China does have homeless people just like everywhere else in the world, no matter how many times these shills say that there are no homeless people in China. You see them all over the place, okay? Maybe if you go to a big city like Shanghai or Beijing, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, wherever, you probably won't see them because the government cleans them up. They move them somewhere else or they put them in detention somewhere. But if you go to a smaller city or anywhere in the countryside, anywhere in the rural part of China, a small town or whatever, you'll see homeless people, you'll see poverty all over the place. Okay, so when the shills do say that, just tell them they're talking shit because they are. They absolutely are. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, well, why don't you come to China?" Well, yeah, well maybe you should go there and check it out. You know, you should try and go to one of the smaller rural parts of China, or just challenge one of the shills to do that. They won't because, yeah, they know that there are homeless people in China. Okay, guys, this is the last clip that I want to show you. Then I want to talk about something else after it. But you know how you have the 10 commandments? Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not whatever, yeah? Well, this one is going to add a new commandment to the 10 commandment. This is going to be the 11th commandment. So, this commandment, thou shalt not ride a fold up bicycle down an escalator, you fucking idiot. Okay. Anyway, I put out a video yesterday. Maybe you saw it on my Free China channel, talking about how the mega embassy has been approved by the British government and how it's going to be approved on the 10th of December, which is also International Human Rights Day, which is just a massive joke, right? It's like they could have picked any day to have approved it, but no, they had to approve it on International Human Rights Day. God, the irony is just off the charts. So anyway, I just wanted to just put out this notice. It's from the Royal Mint Courts Residents Association. They say that they feel let down. None of the key issues raised by residents have been addressed, and the only way to stop this monstrosity is through the courts. And they are asking people to try and help fund their legal challenge, which is what I've been trying to raise awareness for the last couple of days. I just wanted to point you guys there. So there is a crowd fund. It's on GoFundMe. There's a link in this video's description. Their target is ambitious, to say the least. They want to try and raise £100,000, which will go towards paying for their lawyer and all of the legal fees that a judicial review will involve. Now, obviously, that is a lot of money. So far, I believe they've raised 25,000, maybe a little bit more than that. So they're a long way away from getting there. So if any of you guys can just, even if you don't donate to it, if you can just maybe just tell your friends, tell people about it, raise awareness about it. Maybe we can get more people to donate. I don't know. I know it's pretty difficult. I know that people are broke at the moment. Everybody, there's a lot of there's a lot of costs in the real world in daily life, right? Not all of us can afford to do this kind of thing, but if you could spread the word, that would be cool. That would really help. So thank you so much. I hope you guys can maybe help with that. And here it is. They've raised when I took this screenshot earlier, it's 24,579. Um, yes, mate. Yeah, I was gonna say I did see that. I did see that. I will put it in. Yeah, I totally understand if some of you guys can't directly donate. Maybe you can just do what Lauma did here and send me the money. But honestly, I'd rather you didn't do that because then it's a pain in the ass because then I've got to go and put it in there. But yeah, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll definitely put that in. I'll put it in with my donation. So yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, no worries, no worries. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, if you can do it, if you can't, don't worry about it. But thank you so much for paying attention to all of my videos talking about this terrible, terrible thing. And I'm not sure if this judicial review is going to work. I know that they have a pretty strong case, and I did talk about that in my video earlier on Free China. So if you didn't see that, go to my Free China channel, give it a watch. The video's tanking because nobody gives a shit about the mega embassy topic anymore. Unfortunately, that's just the way it's going. But I've still got to report about it because it's something that I've been covering from the very start, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. So yeah, hopefully you guys can raise a bit of awareness for me. I did see a comment somewhere. Where was it? Can Serpent and Lawai share this? Yeah, no, I've already spoken with Winston about it, and he said that they will talk about it on their show this week as well. So hopefully he'll remember. I'm going to send him a message later on to remind him. We talk very often anyway, so it'll be, yeah, I'm pretty sure that he will. Hopefully he will. So yeah. So that's cool. All right. How the hell did that get there? What was that? We need to go back to that. Like seriously? Okay, let's watch the guy on the okay. Like what happened there?
invade.
Well, I guess that's a good one to end the stream on, isn't it? Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this stream, comment on it if you can, and if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We do this every single Thursday. It'd be great to have more people come and join me on these live streams. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye for now.